The Education Secretary, Gillian Keegan, is expected to announce today new guidance for mobile phone usage in schools, banning their use in classrooms and at break times. This comes after reports of kids as young as 4 taking smartphones to school.
No. That's ridiculous.
I think that's particularly young. I mean, my little girl's just turned 5 and I can't actually begin. But then again, I know there's different reasons for parents wanting children to have phones, and we'll get to that. But look, where do we draw the line, Linda, with it?
Well, Lila's just started secondary school, so she's 11. So they did get her a phone because they were worried about it, because she was walking to school with her friends and then walking back. But they've got a tracker on her phone, so they know exactly where she's going and that. And then she'll walk home after school to where Lauren works, at my sister's house and that. But I have noticed that since she's been at secondary school, you don't really get much out of Lila anymore. We used to have great fun. We'd sit and play cards together. We'd watch something on the television together. But now when she comes round, she seems to be glued to her phone. But Lauren says that once she's home, she takes the phone off of her, and they're not allowed their laptops till the weekend. But, no, she has completely changed since she's got this, because she's made all new friends and there's group messages and everything. So instead of playing things or watching something with me, she'll be on the phone to her friends. I go, put it down for a little while and talk to Nanny. Tell me what you've been up to. But,
that's the worst thing you can say to
I know, yeah.
Or a 34-year-old.
Yeah, I think it's like the communication. The lack of communication is, I think, is a real issue at the moment. I get in schools them having phones to a certain degree, like the safety element, walking to school. In school, it's got to be about attainment, hasn't it? Because kids aren't learning enough, they're not communicating enough. So I do get that as a distraction. And I also worry about their sort of mental health. You know, there was this poll that went on saying like between 13 and 17-year-olds say that social media makes them feel worse about their body image. And then 64% say that they often sometimes are exposed to hate crimes. Now, that's the thing. I think that's a parent's responsibility to understand what's on that phone. Because we as adults, I mean, like, I'm constantly on my phone, not going to lie. Everything, WhatsApp groups, emails, social media, it's constant. But we are in control of what we look at and what we don't, and I think young people aren't. They're exposed to so much these days that I think it's actually really detrimental to their health as a whole.
And it sounds like an old-fashioned thing to say, doesn't it? But obviously, I didn't have a mobile phone at school, and we actually all just had to talk to one another.
Conversation.
I think that's the thing. It's the social skills they're lacking in now. So if you take a phone away from a teenager in a social environment, they actually, 9 times out of 10, they really don't know what to do. They don't know how.
They're like drug addicts. It's like, when am I going to get my phone back?
So I think it's a really good idea in schools. They shouldn't have them in the classroom, in my opinion. Bring them to school for the reasons you said, but when you get to the school, there should be some kind of locker system where they have to put the phones in. But, you know, having said that, we all sit here, don't we, and we're of that age. You know, I remember my mum saying things to me. You know, I'd go, oh, God, you know, I've got to sterilise the bottles, you know, the baby bottles tonight. She'd go, you don't know, you're born. We didn't have sterilisers in my day. You know, it's all that.
It's all relevant.
It's all relevant, and now we just sound like old fogies because these phones have... And let's be honest, if phones had been around when I was a kid, we would have all used them, but they weren't even invented by then. So you have to take that into account, like my kids say, Mum, it's not your day.
Well, I was at dinner with it was my dad's birthday, and there's 14 of us there, and the youngest kids, so I've got 10 nieces and nephews, and 7 of them around there, and the youngest ones were just literally on their phone. So
a lot of times they're playing games.
They do, but I have a bit of boundaries with them. I say, like, get off your phone, put it away and talk. You know what I mean? They're being brought food. The food's in front of them.
Dinner time, definitely.
Yeah, dinner time, and they're sitting there, and I'm like, no, put it away. Like, your nan and granddad are there. Go and speak to them, or come and speak to us.
But then if you're in a restaurant and there's a kid there, young kid screaming and shouting, I'm always tempted to take my phone over and go play with that.
I was literally just thinking that as she said it, because I've been in that situation where, and it's not even for my own sort of sense of mind, it's for everyone else in the restaurant, where it's sort of thing, for 10 minutes.
Just play with that.
So there is that balance, and it is as a parent trying to find the balance, of course, and taking away if you can. Just generally, I'm intrigued just by the audience. Do you think phones should be completely banned in schools?
Yes.
Put your hands up if you... I think that's a fairly unanimous...
Everyone.
Oh, wow. Most people.
One man over there don't think so.
Slowly bowing his head.
So I haven't been around schools, and I'm quite shocked hear what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You're shocked to hear.
He's 30 odd.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're just saying, that's exactly what it is. People are generally shocked that 4-year-olds are potentially bringing them to school.
Far
So
too
it's,
young.
it's a tough one to police, though, for teachers, to be fair, too,
Yeah.
isn't it? So parents maybe do have to step up. Another thing, police.